bring in our good friend of the show, who's had a hell of a couple of weeks out on the tour, and that's Jackson Suber, Plant High School, Palma Ceia Golf in Country Club, where I am a member, where he holds the course record at 59. What's up, Jackson? How are you?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Not as good as you, my friend. Not as good as you. Dude, you are smoking hot. Congratulations on the U.S. Open, which we'll get to in a second. But you shot at 29 on the back yesterday?
Yes,
29?
sir.
7 under par, 7 birdies in 9 holes?
Yeah, that helped coming in for sure.
Yeah. What's that like? What I mean, just everything you look at, you're making?
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was at kind of the last, like after probably the 4th or 5th birdie on that back nine, kind of started to, I didn't really know exactly what I was at and just was playing golf.
You end up shooting 9 under, didn't win the tournament, but
yeah, not
close.
Enough.
No.
Not enough.
Yeah, well, it was a nice. So what did you feel like this week coming off the U.S. Open? I'm sure you're getting a lot of attaboys. Everybody's congratulating you. And then you go out and I think the first round you shot 60. You had the lead, right? At this Korn Ferry.
I was 1 or 2 back, and then I shot 30 on my second 9. On my first 9 the second day, and I was leading by like 4 or 5 through 27 holes, and then kind of struggled, I guess, for the next 27, but I ended up putting a good back 9 together.
When you get hot, you get hot. Ain't no doubt about that. So what was it like this week back out on the Korn Ferry Tour? A lot of congratulations from your fellow players, I imagine, for your U.S. Open.
Yeah, for sure. And so just trying to kind of, take that for what it is, and that it's, I made the cut, but didn't do anything, didn't secure a PGA Tour card, didn't do anything like that. So I need to, keep my head down and keep playing well, and a lot of work to do left still.
Well, let's talk about the U.S. Open. So you get in when Jon Rahm pulls out. So take me back to that moment. Take back to qualifying, first of all. So what was your qualifying like for the U.S. Open as far as the last few holes go? Did you know where you stood in terms of being an alternate, et cetera? Take me back to that moment.
Yeah, so I went to Maryland to qualify. It's known to be a pretty tough course. They don't have a lot of spots, but the field's not as deep as some of the other ones. And it's also, a lot of the courses is you got to go shoot, 15 under in 2 rounds to get through. And so went to Maryland, shot 1 under the first round, was pretty far back, and then kind of said, okay, I need to get going, and ended up hitting a driver, then a mini driver on the first hole. The par 5 10th hole was my first hole. Hit driver, mini driver to like 4 feet, made eagle there.
Nice.
And then,
nice.
Got another couple birdies, and then so I was like, all right, I have a chance, and ended up getting to 8 under on that 7 under on that round. And then I knew where I was at. My caddy at the time was telling me, if you birdie this one, you're in. If you got par, you're in a playoff. And ended up missing like a 6-footer for a par. It's a pretty tough hole, and hit drive in the rough and didn't have much, and just hit it short of the green, hit a good chip to 6 feet, and hit a good putt, just a little too hard. But then
now you're in a playoff.
Now I'm going to play off 3 people for first and second alternate, and it's 2 live guys, Lucas Herbert and Kieran Vincent.
Oh, damn.
One's on Legion 13, Rom's team, and then the other one is on the Rippers, I think.
Right.
When me and Kieran both missed like 25 footers on the first hole for birdie, and the other Lucas made a bogey, and so he was out. And then the next hole we both missed like 10 footers for par again on that 9th hole. And then the next hole, the last hole, I hit it to. We both had good drives, and I hit to about feet, and he stuffed it to like 4.5 feet, and I ended up making the putt, and he missed it, which was. It was. I thought it was toast for sure. He's a great player, and it just.
How long was your birdie putt?
50 feet.
50 feet.
Yeah.
So he's in at 4.5 feet. You're at 50.
Yeah, I wasn't even nervous at that point. I was just like,
and you drain it, and he misses his.
Yeah, I'm going home. crazy. And then to actually get into the tournament, and I had a chance. The USGA saves like 5 or 6 spots in case people jump in the world rankings into the top 60 the prior week.
Okay.
And so normally like the first 3 to 5 alternates get in. And so I had a chance to get in based on what happened at Memorial. If Adam Scott was going to get in the field or not, it depended on how he got in the field. Because if he finished in the top 60, he was 60 going into the week. If he finished in the top 60, he was the second alternate from his site was also going to get in because they were like third on the list, and they would change to first alternate when he would become exempt. It's pretty confusing.
I'm following you here. All right, so
and then, but if he finished outside the top 60, then Adam was going to get that alternate spot, and then I was going to be the last man in the field. And so I was cheering for a couple guys like Billy Horschel. If he made like 2 or 3 more birdies coming in, he was going to jump into like 12th place and finish top 60. So I was watching the Memorial pretty hard. Actually at Pinehurst, I was playing on Sunday because I knew I was either going to be last man in the field or first alternate.
First alternate, right? Okay.
And then,
oh my God, you're like,
shook up where I ended up being first alternate, and he finished 60 in the rankings. Adam did, and stayed there until Tuesday, and had a flight to Wichita Wednesday morning. And I saw Rom walking around with a flip flop on, and I was like, I don't know. Like,
so you went over and stepped on his foot with your cleats.
No.
Okay, right. Gotcha.
That would have been bad luck. But
only I think of things like that. I know you do.
Only have 1 or 2 holes left in my practice round on Tuesday, and I was about to have a conversation with my caddy and my agent and be like, all right, it was probably a better chance I was going to end up going to Wichita, honestly. Just because, I needed a week to play. Like, the worst thing I could have done was just not play that week. And to get in the grand scheme of things, I needed to play to get my PGA Tour card a week, and to do nothing, sit around, that doesn't help. To play at the U.S. Open's cool, but to sit there first alternate's not great.
Yeah.
So, but then I ended up.
When did you hear Rom was out? And did you talk to his caddy or anybody from his team? Like what's going on?
Someone from that kind of has some connections to him texted me like 20 minutes before it went public and said he's pulling out. It's 100%. It's about to come out, and that was a long 20 minutes before the news and the press release and all that, and then another like 15 minutes before the USGA called me. But that was a very cool moment, and I was being there on site and having that many fans on a practice round day and just playing that course. I wanted to play the tournament so bad, and it was just like right there. And so to have that workout was really cool.
So you find out you get into, and you're replacing obviously one of the best players in the world. And then you look probably, I'm sure, like, okay, what's my times and this like that. And you realize you're playing with Hideki Matsuyama and Jordan Spieth, who are, 2 major winners. Like, is there like any added pressure?
Group, by the way.
Yeah, in a feature group. And you're like, is there any added pressure that comes with that? And then you have to like, okay, now I got to turn it on. I'm playing in this, and I'm playing alongside 2 major champions.
Yeah, funny enough, Tuesday morning when the tee times came out, me and my caddy Ryan, we looked at it immediately and we're like, all right, who's Rom with? Because we knew that was, if we were playing, that was probably going to be it. And we're like, oh, that's so cool. Like, this is going to be crazy if it works out. And funny enough, it did. And that tee time was awesome. You don't really get that tee time unless you're a USAM champ, if you're not a popular name, you don't get paired with players like that in a feature group on a Thursday, Friday. You might be playing good and earn a pairing like that, but to just be thrown in it from alternate to featured group was pretty crazy. And there's, I think Scotty, Rory, Xander were like a group or 2 ahead of us. And so, on that golf course, there were so many people around that corner, and Tiger played that morning. So, it was all the people on the course were pretty close to that group.
Holy moly. What did Jordan and Hideki, what did they say to you once you got in or anything? Did they try to make you feel at ease and everything? How does that work?
No, I just talked to them like it was a normal round.
Okay.
Yeah. In the scheme of things, they're pretty much the same person I am. They're just 10 years older, hopefully.
Yeah.
I haven't done the things they have, but at my point, they're at a similar point. So
So, all right. So you tee it up on Thursday, and this course, I mean, it's the U.S. Open, and this course is a bear. And I've played it a couple times, but not even close to the way you guys play it. It's such a mind F, that you just, you hit so many greens and they just don't hold. How did you approach it, and how were you able to make the cut when so many great players couldn't sniff it, including Tiger and DJ and so many great players that couldn't make the cut?
Yeah, just played my normal game and just tried to, it's a weird course because you can't be too conservative. It's not like you can bail out to a side. It's, you aim at the center of the green, which is maybe 2 or 3 yards away from the pin, and you just try to hit it because every side it falls off the turtleback greens. And so just tried to play just good, precise golf and be patient. I knew that I was going to make bogeys, and I was going to hit shots that everyone hit the shot there that makes them look like a fool, like a putt that comes back to their feet, or putt it off the green, or, hit it in a bush and have to chip out backwards. I mean, that's what that course does, and that's what a U.S. Open does to you. So just kind of accepting that. And I think maybe even on the weekend I might have lost perspective on that bogeys are okay. And so learning to play that with time, and, hopefully I'll be better in the next one because of it.
And coming down the stretch on Friday, things were getting a little hairy, and you had a great bogey. I think it was on 15, and then it came back with a birdie on 16, I believe it was. I may have those mixed up, but just standing over those putts, and you made 2 huge putts, birdie putts on that back 9. What were you feeling nervous? Were you feeling nerves, or just what was going through your body?
I mean, the most nervous I was the first probably 2 or 3 holes, and before the round on Thursday. But after that, it felt like normal nerves for a golf tournament. I mean, I was definitely a little more worn out after it all, but it felt pretty normal to be inside the ropes, and all the fans. It kind of just blurs out, and you really don't. I mean, it didn't really distract me as much as I was, more just trying not to let up my focus, because I knew how tough this course is, and that if you let your mind drift, you'll be making some big numbers.
So what was your favorite moment from a couple stories, moments talking to players, or just moments out there playing that you'll take with you forever?
I made birdie on. So I finished on the back 9 the second day, Friday, and I made a birdie on 2 back-to-back birdies, birdie on 3, birdie on 4, and 4 is really tough hole. 3 is one of the easier ones, but 4 was just hit driver 6 iron into the wind, perfect shot to 25 feet above the hole, and then had a super fast putt that went in, and that was a great feeling there, because I did have the round. I started off with a double and a bogey the Friday morning, and so that kind of got me back to a spot where I was in contention to make a run, and so that felt really good.
Well, it was an amazing run, Jackson. Obviously, it's given you some much needed confidence. Now you're back in. I think you're at 22 on Korn Ferry now. Top 30 get their card. So, what's your focus for the rest of the season now to get that card?
Yeah, just keep playing well. Job's not over. Got to keep playing well and keep making tons of birdies. Every week out here, I shot 20 under this week and didn't win. So.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This tournament we're at this week in Springfield, Illinois, 26 under won last year. So you can't really let up, and just got to keep playing well.
You got to keep making birdies. Well, Jackson, you provided a lot of entertainment and thrills for a lot of folks back home, where we got to see every shot, in that feature group. That was amazing performance. And you got an unbelievable future ahead of you. Thanks so much for jumping on the show today. Congratulations. And, hopefully we'll see you on the PGA Tour this coming season. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, JP. See y'all.
All right, Jackson Suba right there.
Hey,
what a story! What a story, man! That is just insane. You got to